Hi book babes, my name is Ainsley Marie and welcome to my library. For today's video, I am going to be reading books all about royalty. So yes, I'm going to be wearing this tiara for the introduction because I bought it and I never get to wear it, and here we are. In last week's video, I mentioned that I wanted to do a lot of videos that are honoring my mom's legacy as a bookworm, and while I plan on this series being something that is throughout my time on BookTube, I don't know when that will end or if it will ever end. In that video, I highlighted wanting to do a series about reading her favorite books, and 100% I think I want to do that for sure. But today's video, I am combining my mom's two favorite things, and that is she loves the season of spring. Also, are going to be reading books about royalty. Royalty is my mom's favorite thing ever. From the books that she read, she loved it. From, you know, historically, she loved royalty. Even just like currently, like the Meghan Markle, Harry, Kate, like she loves all of it. She loved royalty. And so for this video, I'm going to be reading books all about royalty. We have so many books to get to, so let's get reading. So it is later in the day and I've actually decided what book to read, and I've already started it, my bad. The Royals Upstairs. And if you guys are wondering how I chose this book first, it's genuinely because it's the shortest book out of all of them, and the new Hunger Games book is released tomorrow, and so my thought is I will read half of the book today, the other half tomorrow, and then I can just start diving in and reading the Hunger Games once I have the copy in my hand. So I'm so excited for this. How this book honors my mom is Karina Hall actually wrote another book called The Royals Next Door. That is a book that my mom and I listened to on audio, and we both just devoured it. We loved it. We loved the plot, we loved the characters, and we loved the love story that Karina was able to capture in her words. And I am so excited for The Royals Upstairs. I actually told my mom about this. I don't think my mom was ever planning on reading this book specifically, but just the fact that we have this author in common and that we read a book together by her and with a very similar setup, I figured that this would be a really good way to honor my mom. She was with me when I bought it, so yeah, I'm just excited. I am 50 pages in, technically 49, and I'm really liking it so far. I think James and Layla both, it's starting off a little differently than I was expecting because James and Layla already know each other. So Layla is the royal nanny and James is the royal guard. So they are very much have overlapping jobs. He's protecting the mother and she's obviously nannying for the mother. So their point of contact and their point of protection and responsibility is all through the princess, and that I think makes it really, really interesting because it's almost like if they were protecting different people, their overlap wouldn't be as much, but I can already tell that they're going to be overlapping so much. But we're starting the book at a spot of tension because James and Layla have already met, have already worked together, have already tried something, and they've both just been sent somewhere else, and now they just happen to be reconnecting at another job point, and it's just a lot of tension right now. And I'm noticing that some of the chapters are chapters from their previous relationship, so I think that's going to be really interesting and helpful in cueing us in on what's the root of all this tension that we're reading about and feeling. But I'm just really interested. I think both characters, honestly, just being the royal bodyguard and the royal nanny, that is really cool. So I'm interested to read this book. I think it's going to be good. So far, I am really interested in finding out what all the tension is from, and what I'm gonna put it on James, what James did, because I'm a girl's girl. Good morning. It is the next day and I have a little bit of an update for you guys. So I am halfway through The Royals Upstairs and I am not loving it. No. This is like what I don't like about books, is the characters will be so adamant that like they're not doing anything together and like they're gonna stay strong and they're not gonna reconnect or anything, and then literally within like the following chapter, boom, they're back together again. I just don't like that. I really don't like that, because whenever you're setting a book up for like a slow burn and then we don't get a slow burn, what? I just don't like it. And there's already been like 3 smut sections that I've had to skip, which like I'm okay with skipping. I'm fine with skipping. But at the same time, 3 and 50% of the way in, like what does the rest hold? And people will tell me, because I'll tell them, I'm like, well, I'm a Christian and like this is how like I interpret a book. And everybody's like, oh, you need to like take your Christian morals out of it whenever you're reading. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's probably what I'm having an issue with, is all the smut and the fact that they like low-key promise a slow burn and we're not getting a slow burn. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As you can see, I've showered, so I'm ready to wind down, jump into bed, and read my book. 8:50 p.m. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. But I picked her up. Obviously, I didn't buy just one book. Please, please, guys, you know me better than that. I picked up Royal Heirs Academy. This is a recent release, and it seems really interesting. I saw this promoted on Audible. It was like their top Audible pick of March or something. And I was gonna buy a credit for it, but then I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to spend a whole credit, because it's a royal book and I have a whole shelf dedicated to royal books. So I was like, I kind of do want to buy it. So anyways, I found this copy today at the store. So I picked it up. I am so excited. It's basically following an elite boarding school, and all of these different heirs go to this school, and I guess they compete in like various challenges, but through this academy we find out who is going to inherit the entire European kingdom. No pressure. Back to my current read. As you guys remember from me literally yapping 5 seconds ago for you, 12 hours ago for me, I was not very happy with how this book was going. I genuinely am not excited to jump into this book by any means. So that's like so sad to say that, but I'm just like not thriving at the opportunity to jump back into this book. I'm obviously going to read it and finish it tonight, unless it gets horrible, then I'm going to DNF it. But as of right now, I'm going to power through, because it is entertaining a little bit. It's just not the entertainment that I like, if that makes any sense. Also, I bought a new TV today, and so I'm kind of just sitting in here just like, could be watching TV right now. But anyways, I literally bought the TV just for my Bible study group so I can play videos on the TV. That is literally it. But oh my gosh, and I have to do my bracket for the pool. Okay, new plan. Fill up my bracket for my March Madness pools, and then finish this book. So I finished it. I actually am so mad, because I so badly want to film vlogs that honor my mom and her legacy, and the first book I pick up to honor my mom's legacy is a 2-star. I'm so mad. I think my biggest issue with this book is the smut to plot ratio wasn't good, and then the smut to the relationship development also wasn't good. So I think if you're gonna put smut in a book, that's fine. I can skip the chapters, whatever. But when I am reading a book and I genuinely feel like the basis of their relationship is based on how well they connect when they're not even talking, like that to me is not enough. I feel like they did not have enough vulnerable moments in this book for them to have a romance like they did, if that makes sense. They both were insecure. They both had issues. Neither of them actually worked through it before getting into a relationship. The only thing I liked about this part were the boys and the royal family that they worked for, and the fact that she was a nanny and he was a bodyguard. That was literally it. The trope, that was literally it. I'm just shocked that the author who wrote this book is the same author that wrote The Royals Next Door, because that book was phenomenal. It was so good. I almost wished I bought a copy of that book and audiobooked this one, because now I feel bad that I actually paid money for this. It's fine. We're fine. This book did make me emotional because there is a part that deals with loss. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Even if I wasn't in the season that I'm in, I think it still would have affected me. But that was the only time this book made me feel something, and it was sadness. So I don't know. I am done with this book. I'm so thankful that it's behind me. I couldn't even bring myself to write a review on either platform. So I am very thankful that this is behind me. I'm very happy that I'm ending the clip of me talking about it, because I can fully put it behind me as soon as this video stops recording. I will see you guys whenever I pick up my next royalty book. I have a feeling I know which one that's going to be. So stay tuned. Hi y'all. So it has been a little bit under a week since I last chatted with y'all. My plan was to read the Hunger Games book a lot faster than I actually did, but I didn't realize how much I would want to savor it and read it slowly. So I gave myself time to really just sit and enjoy the book. And so I finished the book last night, 5 stars. It was phenomenal. I actually filmed a vlog of me reading it, so if you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, and then my birthday is Wednesday, and as I mentioned, we wanted to read a book together for a book club, and that is My Lady Jane. So this is a book. It is a TV series on Prime, and my mom ended up watching season 1. Adored it. She loved the season. She was devastated whenever they canceled it and refused to pick it up for a second season. She was so upset. But so we had planned to read this book together in the spring. That obviously we made that decision way before her cancer had sped up and spread, and before she'd passed away. Obviously we'd agreed that we would do like a buddy read of this, but so because it is our birthdays and because we had discussed about literally reading this book together, I thought what a more perfect time to read this book than now during our birthday week. So I am actually, as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm getting in the car and I'm driving to Charleston. I won't be able to give you guys updates. I don't want to take the camera with me. I'm literally going down today, and I'll be there all day tomorrow for my mom's birthday, and then I'm coming home just in time for my birthday on Wednesday. So I genuinely will not be updating you guys, just because I feel like taking this expensive camera with me on a trip that I'll literally be gone for 2 days for, to me, not worth the risk. So I am going to be recording as much as I can about my trip so that I can show you guys some fun things that we did. But I will be reading this book during my trip. I don't foresee me finishing it or reading very much on this trip. I mean, I do have a 2-hour car ride that I'll be listening and reading to it. But while we're actually in Charleston for the days, I don't foresee me having any reading time, which is good because I'm there to honor my mom and her memory and just do a lot of things that she loved to do in this place that she never got to visit. So I'm very excited to read this book. I don't really even know what it's about. Lady is 16 and is about to be married to a total stranger and caught up in an insidious plot to rob her cousin King Edward of his throne, but that is the least of Jane's problem. She's about to become Queen of England. Like, that could go any wrong. So I'm very excited for this. It sounds really awesome. They're getting pulled over. I just got back from Charleston and I had so much fun. You guys, I've never been to that city before. I've seen so many photos and the photos do not do it justice. Like, oh my gosh, I genuinely love that city so much. It reminded me so much of Nashville, which I know I don't talk a lot about Nashville on here, but I went to Nashville once And I think once a week, ever since I've gone, I've been like, I just want to go back to Nashville. Like, my life would be solved if I could just go to Nashville, genuinely. So the fact that Charleston gave me that same vibe, I mean, definitely less crowded, less crazy than Nashville, but in terms of like the energy, so similar. And I just think that's what I loved about Charleston. It was so alive and it was so historic and it was just so beautiful. The architecture was beautiful. Everything, everywhere I looked, my eyes were pleased. That is the city of Charleston. Beautiful, coastal, historic, timeless. To see all these people my age with a dog. I'm the only person in my friend group who has their own dog, by the way. So to see all these young people with their own dogs, I was like, I would fit right in here. But anyway, beautiful trip. I feel like this trip was such a beautiful way to honor my mom. My mom's birthday was today, and so we spent pretty much sun up to sundown doing things in Charleston, which is exactly how you want it to go. It was beautiful and I loved it. You guys didn't sign on for a travel vlog, so I'm gonna zip it up about Charleston. Remember 30 hours ago when I came on here and I said, I'm probably not gonna read much of this book. Don't get your hopes up. Right. I finished it. My bad. I'm really sorry. I honestly, going into this trip, I was like, I'll bring a book for the car if I feel like reading cool. If not, no pressure. Here we are. I did finish it. I read the entire way to Charleston and I read most of the way back. And then last night I couldn't sleep very well because I was really sad about my mom's birthday. Dad and brother slept just fine. So I was in the hotel bathroom like reading this book. So there were a lot of little bitty moments of downtime that I was able to read. And so with choosing to read instead of choosing to be on my phone, I was able to finish this 500-page book in 30 hours. So also it helps that the print is huge. I always comment on like a small print. Well, you know what? Now that I look at it, this is like normal print, actually. Okay, it's normal print. It's the same print as the Hunger Games book. My bad. It seemed bigger to me, and there was a lot of dialogue in this book, so I think that also makes it just so much easier to fly by. With description and plot points, I really try to pause and take my time to like understand and grasp, you know, like the setting, the plot, who's doing what, characters. Just like I really try to sit and ground myself in every single word. Whereas with dialogue, zoom, I'm done. Like, okay, cool, you said that, I know. Like, I don't know. But I know that that's common with other readers, is like to just like zoom through dialogue because, I don't know, I read it like it's a text message and I just fly through it. I don't know. But anyways, I finished this book. I loved it. I literally loved it. I gave this book 4 stars. And you're probably like, whoa, how do you love it and you gave it 4 stars? I really did like it. I enjoyed it. Going into this book, the fantasy aspect of it and the fact that it wasn't completely historically accurate, I had no idea that was a thing. I thought this was a complete, like, retelling it from Jane's perspective. Like, that is what I expected. So literally reading the first chapter and them saying like, this is a fantastical take and like our historical interpretation with like some, you know, some fabrications. I was like, okay, period. So literally from the jump, I was like, expectations thrown, but I like where it's going. And it was so fun. The characters were so funny. I will say the only thing that I really didn't like was the writing style, and not in like, when I say writing style, I don't mean in the way of like how the characters are written or how the plot was laid out, like none of that. So it wasn't first person, it was a narrator relaying the information to us, and the narrator would now, like every now and then just like jump in and give their input or give like reminders on like the historical, like what actually happened. And to me, I'm sure some people enjoyed that because it was like, okay, so like you're right, this didn't happen in the timeline. The historical timeline happened this way. And for some people, I'm sure that they appreciated it, but for me, I didn't. Like, I just felt like it was a disruption to the plot. Maybe I'm alone in thinking that way, but I genuinely just feel like we would be going so strong. We would be getting new information, like foreshadowing for where the plot was going, or it would be like telling us like, guess what? Like flip to the next page, like it's gonna get good again. And the narrator would just jump in and be like, by the way, this isn't true. So it's almost like you read a book and you get so into the book it feels like you're watching a movie, and then somebody drops something, somebody tries to get your attention, somebody like slams a door, and you're immediately like pulled out of the movie. That is what happened to me every single time the narrator would jump in and be like, "Ooh, by the way," it was like breaking the fourth wall in a way that I didn't like. Other than that issue, the book was so good. The characters were fun and funny. Being able to watch how Jane and G just naturally started to gravitate towards each other and grow in their fondness for one another was so natural and was very beautiful and realistic to witness. I obviously don't know what it's like to be forced into a marriage, but I feel like their progression of emotions and fondness of each other just seemed natural. It seemed like that's how it would happen. But I really did like it. The twists and the turns, very interesting. The betrayals, the trying to figure things out. I liked how we got 3 point of views instead of just 2. It was really good. Hey guys, so this is the end of our reading royalty books vlog. I forgot to vlog this part and I'm so sorry. But so I read these 2 books, but let me tell you about them. I started listening to The Royal We in audiobook. This is a duology and it's kind of a Kate Middleton, William little piece of fan fiction basically. And this book was okay. I didn't really like it. Super thick. The camera's not showing how thick this book is. This book is thick. And then to have an equally thick duology following the same people, no. A lot of people really liked it and they really ate it up. And that's fantastic for them. I personally, I like dreaded turning on my audiobook. Like every single time I got in my car, I was like, I don't want to listen to this audiobook, but I want to be done with it. So I should have DNF'd it in hindsight, but because it's duology, I just always have some hope in my heart of it's going to get so much better. It did not get so much better. So basically this one, I forgot what I rated it. I think it was a 2.5. I did like the beginning and I did like the ending of this book, but in terms of the whole fat chunky middle part, I didn't like it. I was bored. And I felt like it had a plot that was up and down. It was an up and down plot. And it was like to keep you interested. And I totally get that. However, I just felt like it was the same thing going over and over and over again, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Then we have The Air Affair. This is book 2, following the same people. I got to page 100. I just kind of, in the audiobook, and I just kind of realized this book is also not for me because it's following the same people. The issues that they did not fix in book 1 are still here in book 2, which is normal, I feel like. But whenever the problems are so repetitive, I didn't really like it. If I may say this, and I will, the books that I have, the royalty books that I have saved for the next part of this video, whenever I read the other 4 royalty books, I'm so excited for those books. And I do this to myself. Whenever I do a vlog or anything, the first book that I start with is always one that I don't necessarily want to read. And it's my motivation to get through that book is like, oh, the second or the third book I'm really excited for. So literally my heart in this, I was like, oh, I'll read the 4 that I'm not really that excited for first. And then that'll just gear me up for the 4 that I'm really excited to read. So next vlog will be so much better because my heart will be there. Sorry, y'all. But honestly, though, my Plain Jane, My Lady Jane, whatever that book was, I forgot the title, was really good. And I really like that book. Like, on a daily, I think about it. And genuinely, I started watching the TV show. I fell off because the TV show was not like the book. And I obviously love the book. So I was like, I don't really want to keep watching this. But it was really good. It was really good. So, sorry that this vlog is ending on a horrible note. I don't know when I'm going to do part 2 of this video because I feel like royalty books is such like a spring thing. But yeah, we'll see where we go. We'll see how it goes. But y'all get excited because I have 2 videos going up that are not summer coded. And then I have my summer stuff that's going up. And I'm so thrilled for it. This is going to be such a fun summer. I'm going to actually take my YouTube career seriously. And I'm just thrilled for it. So stay tuned. Love y'all. I don't know what day I'm posting. I don't know if I'm going to post on Mondays or Saturdays or Thursdays. I literally don't know. Just like stay tuned. I see that a lot of booktubers don't have like a set day that they post. They just like post whenever. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But I'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Bye.